Missing something? I genuinely ask because I have this feeling with the Fantastic Four franchise that I'm missing something. I mean, I read some of the comic books and I seen all the movies. And, in the comic books, I seen them fighting, the usual superhero enemies. And in the first movie, the unreleased whatever, they did a proper superhero movie, and considering the age it was made, it was one of the best. I'm not joking. I consider that when Hulk was just a fat suit and green paint, and Captain America just ran around in some terrible clothes. I consider the unreleased Fantastic Four movie a genuinely good, watchable superhero movie, which you can enjoy even today because it's fun. It's not a great thing, and sure it has like PS1 CGI, but it doesn't reek out because for that era it was a groundbreaking thing, and considering all the other costumes, it was not very different, all things considered, to the other parts of the movie. And I like that Robert the Thing costume too. So, and Victor Von Doom was just a mad scientist with riches to back it up. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the comic books I'm read? Because then we get this, and the Silver Surfer will be even worse in this regard. What do we have? We have this Mr. Most intelligent person on the world is apparently financially illiterate and can't figure out that Victor Von Doom is stealing his stuff. That's naive beyond measure. In the comic book, by the way, just to bring up the comic book accuracy, he built his own spacecraft and the shield was insufficient. That was his one mistake of a lifetime or something like that, Typical comic book Marvel stuff like Spider-Man letting that criminal get away and in the next corner killed Uncle Ben. But here he is just a loser. And what even is the situation with Johnny Storm? Who does he work for? Or I don't know, because the movie seems to set up that half of the later Fantastic Four is working for Doom, and half of them, Ben and Frank Richards, are doing their own business, which went bankrupt, whatever. Which raises the question how Ben Grimm came and used to pilot space shuttles. That's not a very frequent job in our world. But this goes on for a while, and this is like without credits, it's a 90, 100 minutes movie, and for the first third, They don't even have abilities, and they are just sitting around doing whatever, skiing and walking on the street and sitting in restaurants. Uh, sure. And how did Victor von Doom's corporation lose half of its value because he went into space? That's more than any Elon Musk did. So I don't see the problem. Sure, the research did not went as it was supposed to, but even that, someone should have seen the space cloud is accelerating. So why they didn't know about it? Only Richards found it on the space station. Why? This makes no sense, but either way, some of the stuff was out. So they did have some measurement, especially that the station's machinery did work, so they should have picked up some data. So even at worst, this was a that nothing was achieved. So what? The space station was already there. The only thing they burnt up, like at most $100 million for sending up a spaceship. That's the worst thing that could happen, and I guarantee they had some data to bring back. So at bare minimum, the value of the corporation should have been remained the same level. So I don't know that what happened, and I didn't remember. This is a very forgettable movie. In the fantastic movies, Victor von Doom transformed to this meta beast with electricity power. But here, the charmed villain also turns into one. What the piece of shit happened? Why not just have Victor von Doom as someone who had a mild scar on his face from some accident and worsened it by putting up his mask too soon? It was too hot, so he got like second-degree burns or something like that. And you can say whatever you want, how the director treated and instructed Jessica Alba, but her only good movie was Angel Eyes from 2001. That's a nice, slow-paced, romantic movie to watch holding hands with your girlfriend or whatever. But she is not a good actress, and her singing qualities, is just an average pop song. So that's whatever. And I'm talking about this because in the movie, nothing is happening. Absolutely nothing. Sure, they get stardom, and Spider-Man in the MCU could deal with being recognized and still fight supervillains. Iron Man could deal with the fame and fight supervillains at the same time. The whole bloody Civil War, Avenger, whatever, Civil War, they still had time to insert two villains into that movie. At minimum, I don't remember. That's also a forgettable movie. What happened here that we have nothing? It's like a soap opera. The people are going here and there and talking about live stuff. But I thought we are not watching Friends. We are watching a superhero movie. And if you come with the slogan, they are the first family of Marvel, I don't know what that means. And as mentioned, what I seen from them in the comic books and in general, they were fighting supervillains. Where are the supervillains? Because here the supervillain, Doctor Doom, transforming into this metal statue, happens during the last 10-15 minutes. And I have even one more question. Because of family values. Ben Grimm, in this version, is married. Then he meets with this Alicia, who is for some reason race swapped to being black. I bring it up because people used to complain for such thing nowadays, but back in that day they didn't complain. But it's either start complaining or stop complaining. One of those. But these double standards should be gone. Anyway, Ben Grimm is getting together with Alicia's. I didn't see divorce papers. What's up with that? And if there is that machine that can turn Grimm back to human form, who the fuck cares anymore? Seriously. He can live his life as Ben Grimm, and whenever he's needed as the thing, he just transforms back. Or live like the thing, and if he wants to date, then he just turns back. So, anyway, can somebody inform me what to expect from a Fantastic Four movie? Because sure, this goes on a sitcom level, but I mean, stuff happens on the screen, but we have one action scene which lasts way too long and has very bad jokes, and the fight. But that's still a 19 to 100 minutes movie which has superhero stuff for like 10 to 20 minutes. I just don't get it.